You're live. It says you're live.
We're live. Okay, here we go. We're on the right
Did
one.
we get the right one?
Can anybody confirm for us? Are we on part one? Is this the noon link? Hopefully, it's Rich,
Getty,
and Trevor
from the Disappointments, and we're here to chat with you guys. We're here to take your questions and just talk about all sorts of stuff. Anything that comes to your minds, anything that comes to our mind. Right. Getty's going to tell us about climbing a tree, trying to get plums.
See, my leg.
He survived.
Yes.
Yeah.
Irish Kevin, hi. And Mark, no, we weren't having technical difficulties. We were having mental difficulties. I clicked on the wrong live, unfortunately.
It's quite common in this group.
Yeah. Yeah. So please hit us up with questions. We're just chatting. You know, we have our season 2 fundraiser. We have 3 days left to go on that. It's doing really well. We're currently at...
Oh, yeah. Let me pull up the website.
I think I'm asking too much of my... We're at 71% funded, $28,710.
Wow. Cool.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
It's been good for the last...
I just would like to say I'm in bed with...
All right, hold on.
Oh, they've disappeared.
No, I've got our tech guys contacting me.
Oh no.
I have a question. Why did the cutest couple of the show have to break up? Oh no. We were like the only couple.
Yeah, you were.
But yeah. But thank you. Season 2 is interesting. You find out how we broke up.
Yes, you find out what
right.
happened.
You can't tell them. Oh Lord.
Yeah, we can't. But this thing is, we don't want to spoil anything. You find out what happened between us, and then you find out what's next.
You can speculate until you see it.
Yeah, just hang out, watch it, enjoy it. We don't want to spoil anything for anybody.
Hey, from Italy, Luca. Cool.
Luca
Luca
contributed to the show, by the way. Thank you, Luca.
Thank you, Luca.
I'm going to try to keep my eye out for those people. My name is Luca. Do you live on the second floor? That's a song by what was her name?
Yes. Oh, my name is Luca. I live on the second floor.
I forget. Suzanne Vega.
Vega. Thank you.
Right.
Oh,
I guess I've heard that one.
And
it was before your time.
Luca was.
It was in the 80s, Trevor.
Shut up. Tea with Mussolini was the young boy. Also, Luca. That's
nice
when I
see you.
Okay.
Beautiful name.
Hey, y'all from Cordell. Hey.
And Luca says, thank you for the great show. Thank you,
you're
Luca.
welcome.
Well, you know, you guys are the ones who make the great show possible. We make the show, but we can't make the show without your backing. And people have been amazing, backing us for season 1 and for the production of season 2, and now for post-production. Season 2's post-production. It's we've got that fundraiser going. There's 3 more days, and it's going really well. We're at 71%. We can get there.
We got some hellos from Sweden. We got some China.
Damn.
Hello from...
Do we have names? Can we call out names?
Sure. We got GA.
And Frime. Is it Frime? From China?
From China, yeah.
Oh.
Austin, hello to you.
Oh, we have a question. Comment Gamer. What was the hardest part to film in season 1?
What was the hardest part to film in season 1? That's a good question.
Is that an individual?
Well, why don't we each take what was your hardest part to film in season 1, Trevor? We'll go around the table. The bed.
Let me think.
But without
season 1.
Oh, season 1. Who's
the one part that was actually the most the surprise for me that I wasn't expecting or anticipating was that scene we did in bed, because it was like something that we hadn't rehearsed.
Oh,
and then the day before we rehearsed it. I'm confusing Little Dog Laughed. It was a play I did where I had to be nude, and we did it I forgot until the
working actor.
Yeah, no, it's a great show. It's a show on Broadway. Sorry, I'm confusing my projects. I just remember being oh, the show is this weekend, and there's an element of nudity in it for one scene, and now we have to do it because 2 months prior of rehearsing we never did, and then that element I completely forgot of until the day before. Sorry, unrelated.
What?
I'll let Getty take this one.
Getty, what was your hardest in season 1? Hardest thing to shoot?
Most challenging. The hardest was day one showing up because I didn't know exactly what I was getting into, because in a sense I was replacing actually two people, right? Two or three people or something.
Well, no, it was you were replacing ultimately Jim J. Bullock is an
Yeah.
actor who
Yeah.
he was in
Yeah.
some bunch of shows during the 80s and the 90s, and the character was written for him, but it didn't work out. He had some other obligations and couldn't be a part of the show, so I had to scramble, and it was actually, it seems like it was destiny and fate, because I barely had to scramble. Getty's name popped into my head.
And you emailed me through John, my
Right,
my
because we hadn't
husband,
spoken.
my-
I mean, this is sort of,
Yeah.
it's personal, but it doesn't matter. We hadn't
Yeah.
spoken in many years, like 20 years, and we had a falling out. And the thing is that later on, after we shot the show, we sat down, we had a conversation. We were like, "Do we need to talk about anything?" He was like, "No, I'm
no,
good. I'm
we're
good too. We're
good.
both good."
We're fine. Yeah.
The show
kinda
was
just-
very healing for us.
Yeah.
And so I reached, because I knew Getty would be great in the part, and even though we hadn't spoken, I just
He
reached out.
knew. I didn't know. That's the thing. I
Right, and so
was terrified,
and
to be honest with you. I mean, to be perfectly honest.
terrified.
Yeah, I was.
Well, and
Yeah.
also you didn't know like the level of our production. I mean, it was also self-funded, and so.
Yeah.
It's like first day of school nerves.
It was.
You know,
It was
new
first day.
people,
But it's like
Yeah.
right, but you just moved to a new city. It's like everything was new. New hairstyle.
And I looked older. You know what I mean? I mean, you just don't know. I know, but you know that always affects you.
The
as an
last time you
actor.
saw me, my hair was the color of Trevor's.
Oh, that's right. That is true. That is
I don't believe
true.
it.
Shut up.
It was.
I have pictures. I'll show you pictures. No, it was great. So it was great for Getty and I, and we reconnected on our friendship, which is beautiful. And then having it be the show and what Getty did with the part and all the heart and soul he brought to it, which is so needed for the show, because we've got I mean, Dwight is also very much heart, but he's like a quirky heart. Ray is in his head. James is frantic. So in many ways, Gary's character and Getty brings to it a sense of anchoring and foundation, which the show needs.
Yeah.
Anchoring.
I think the scene that I was most nervous about was the one in the front yard where I decide to pitch this idea of you moving in, and it ends with like, "I love you." It's a really sweet, heartfelt. Yeah. And I knew what I wanted to look like, and I knew what it needed to look like to honor the show and the episode. And I just was like, okay, it's a scene that we had rehearsed a lot, but it was like I wanted to land the feeling, and we did.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the scene we had to reshoot.
Well, so that scene where Ray and Dwight are on the front lawn, and Ray walks in, and Dwight is with the dog, and Dwight has things he wants to talk to Ray about because he feels like he's been left out of this like really emotional moment that Ray went through, learning that his friend had committed suicide. And Ray had not reached out to Dwight, his boyfriend. He reached out to his friends, and a whole day and night went by, and Ray hadn't spoken to Dwight about it. So I think Dwight, some people say, "Oh, Dwight's so needy," but no, Dwight is absolutely right in saying to Ray, like, "You're my boyfriend, and you didn't call me."
I mean, asking for communication isn't too much
No.
to ask for.
And then Ray sort of goes off on this hysterical tangent, and as Dwight always seems to do, he grounds Ray. He gets Ray back to out of his head and into his heart. So we shot that scene. It's really funny because I personally think I was better the first time we shot it, but we had to reshoot it because every shot of Trevor was out of focus, and I was so effing furious. So we had to go back, and it was 5 months later. We shot it 5 months later. That we finished in September. We had to go back in February.
Cut our hair to match and everything. And
yeah. So I wish we could have cut my take from the first time with Trevor's take from the second time, but unfortunately Trevor didn't have the shirt that he wore anymore, and the orange tree behind me, I forget which was which, but in one of the takes, in one of the times we shot it, it had no oranges, and in the second time we shot it had oranges.
It's a pretty big gun.
Yeah, so
we should have had like our prop girl add oranges.
Hang oranges on this tree now. Yeah. So
let's see.
Anyway, so we have great show.
I have another
Austin
question
Lee.
here. Are there any passionate scenes in season 2? I think there's several passionate scenes in season 2.
There's amongst many characters.
All the characters. Yeah.
There is some. Every character has a moment, at least one moment, if not more, of some level of passion, romantic passion. Yeah, romantic passion. I mean, I think I don't want to say too much. Every character.
That's a hard one to explain.
Well, if you've seen the trailer,
otherwise you're gonna give.
if you've seen the trailer, which is out, you see that James's character, James, does experience some passion in the work office
with Ignacio,
the workforce, yeah, and that plays out really cute.
There are different levels of passion going on. So
there are different levels of passion,
and surprises. I mean,
everybody has a romantic situation going on. Every single character. That's all I'll say. I can't say anymore. I saw another one.
Wants us to give away the ending.
That's not happening.
Vincent Lee would it be a happy ending?
Well, it is.
Well, it's called The Disappointments.
The show's
Yeah,
called The
I was
Disappointments.
going to say,
So.
yeah. I mean,
however, I am a romantic.
And you've struggled with always the endings, right? Because sometimes.
No.
Yeah, you have a little.
No, I mean, I've gone in. The first time I went back and added 1 year later.
Okay.
This time I would like to add something too, depending on how we do in our fundraiser. If we hit the total, we'll have enough money to add one last sequence between 2 characters. I won't say who it is, but I think people would really like that sequence. You'll be very happy with that sequence. I won't say who they are, but if we hit our total for our fundraiser, by the way, the link for the fundraiser is in the comments. Our good friend Shala from Brighton England is currently monitoring and adding the link every once in a while for us. He's our tech genius, our online, our social media genius, and he's a producer on the show. So yes, thank you. Wishing us for a big success. Hi from New York. Hi from India. What is leather? How is leather night? It's fun. You're talking about at Trunks Bar that Trevor. It's we have a really good time. If you live in LA, which Wednesday is it?
Yeah, it's the last Wednesday of every month.
Last Wednesday of every month. Come on down.
Easy, chill vibes, good music. Nothing too intimidating.
You don't want to see me in leather. Believe me. I haven't been. Is it really Wednesday night?
It's the last Wednesday.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, like the bartenders and dancers will be dressed up in leather.
I shop in leather.
He shows up in leather.
I try to honor it and support it.
Yeah, my 4 friends do. It's cool.
What was it like? This is a fun one from Comment Garner. What was it like filming with Aris? I effing love Aris. She is so funny. She just comes up with stuff. She's so droll and dry. She knew when directing her in season 1 with James, she knew exactly what I was talking about. And when I
just got it right.
I just said I want you to land a superhero stance when James runs out the door, and she did exactly like I didn't explain it to her beyond that. She just had this. She just stood a certain way. It was like, oh yes,
she's so professional.
She is professional, and she's just great at. She has a persona, and it's fantastic.
And I've worked with her on modeling shoots, working right next to her, and it's so impressive. Like as an actor and model too, I'm working with this girl who's like.
She's a super
so
model.
Experienced.
Yeah.
Like the presence she has in front of the camera. And
that's how I met her.
I learned so much just by watching her. And I was like, wow, she's good.
I met her on a modeling shoot.
Yeah.
It's got a presence that's unbelievable. Really seriously.
I have a question here from Robert Trungon. What are the personality challenges you encounter with each other when filming?
Well, okay, you had asked us that question. Thanks a lot. Things are going to get dark now.
Personality challenges you get. Not many.
No, I think I can get sometimes really intense because I just feel the weight of everything and the need to we got a budget, we got a schedule, all the different things we have to do. I know what's going wrong.
And you're wearing so many hats. Director, producer,
exactly.
Actor.
Right.
Well, both of you.
I am, but I will say, these guys during the scenes that I'm in or that Trevor and I are in, Getty has had our back, standing by the monitor, watching the camera, watching the takes. Trevor has done that for me many times. So we are.
Can I rephrase the question?
Sure.
So I feel like we could answer it in a way where what were some challenges where our personalities helped in the filming.
Great.
Because we had a lot of challenges, but like we all have different strengths and we
mind
could
that.
like kind of step up to the plate. Like there's a big scene at the end of season 2 that Rich and I are having, and Getty directed it for us. And I don't think it would have been as good if Getty, out of anybody there, if Getty
Right.
didn't direct it.
Well, even
We would have gotten what we wanted.
and I wasn't able to fully explain what I wanted
Thank you.
from Trevor. And what I loved was because I'm new to acting, and so I know as a writer what I was trying to convey. No, I'm just talking about
No, I know. You're
conveying
new,
ideas.
but you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't. Trevor was having trouble with understanding what it was that I was trying to.
Delivering
where-
the feeling.
Well, having exactly like
Yeah.
where Dwight was coming from, and when we were turning it over to Getty, and Getty was watching us as we were practicing the lines. He knew exactly. Getty knew exactly what it was that I wanted to do, and just by he saw it because it was the right thing to do, and he shared it with Trevor, and he was able to explain it in such a way. where I was
He really
like,
simplified the scene because I think we were overthinking it, and it was.
I think you were overthinking.
Well, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't overthink anything.
But it was great because also just it's one of those moments where everything just kind of fell into place. The area, the space, the where it was,
and the scene itself
and
was
just the composition of everything. Just
the scene
it's
itself
just,
was
so you
intimidating.
really, I mean, honestly, it was just there, and you don't touch it, if
That's
it's.
sweet.
and you have no
doing
idea what we're
it.
talking about.
I know
We
exactly.
haven't
We're
seen it
talking- we're
yet,
talking about-
We don't want to give it away.
But-
But it
we
is
can't-
it is a scene that
It's a heartfelt scene.
It's a really good.
It's
scene.
a beautiful scene.
It's one of the.
It's one of my favorite scenes.
It's the
actually.
scene that was in my head
Mhm.
when season 1 was done. When we were editing season 1, where I knew season 2. It was the first scene that came to my mind. What season 2 was going to be. Everything fell into place after that.
It's cool.
T-shirt sizes the same as in Europe. They're U.S. T-shirt sizes. This I'm wearing right now. This shirt runs a little bit loose. This is a large. This is our Totes Iconic shirt, which Ray wears in what will be a Totes Iconic scene. And these are available in I think we have medium, large, extra larges.
But what Mark wants to know is, are the t-shirt sizes the same as in Europe?
Right. So what I was saying is that they're U.S. sizes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, this is a large, and I'm 225 pounds, and it's not tight on me. The medium, actually, I like the fit a little bit better, but I don't always want to be in super skimpy shirts.
And you probably just Google like the translation of U.S. sizes
Oh, that's true.
to European
Yeah.
There is
sizes.
that.
There's
Yeah.
I've done that. actually.
So
Yeah.
do that.
I do that.
The shirts are great. By the way, the Disappointments t-shirt is soft. We have a great friend of the show, Richard, who has bought multiples because these are the shirts he likes to sleep in. He says that they're the most comfortable shirts he can sleep in. So, and he doesn't have a disappointing night's rest, which is ironic.
hey, Romero's late to the party. You're fine.
No, you're
You
not.
just made it.
Romero, you're here.
We got Lucky Duck. Hey guys, so excited to see you guys live today. Cool.
We're excited that
We're excited
you
to be
are
here.
here. Any of you from of Italian descent? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, yeah. My last name is LaPaglia.
Oh.
I'm
That's right.
Pretty Italian.
about a little less than 25%. My grandpa is mostly Italian and Polish, but yeah,
Oh, the Polish. I get that now.
yeah. Then my grandma's full Polish, so I'm actually
So good
Italian is
Polish.
the smallest of the many things that I am.
But you got the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How close to reality are your real life personalities to your stage personality? This is from Robert Trongone. Thank you, Robert, for the
Yeah.
question. Getty, you start. How close is your show personality to your real life personality?
I guess so. I mean, I'm
Pretty close, you think?
I think so. I mean, I think it's maybe that's kind of the unnerving part of playing something that that you don't have to put anything on it as much as you can. I mean, look at me. This is the way I talk. I'm looking at I'm actually looking at myself going, that it's scary. I don't really know what else to do at this point. He laughs, but
Well, no,
Yeah.
because it's so perfect for the character and for the show. That's why I called you or
Yeah.
reached out to you in the first place. And I will say for you on your behalf that yes, this might be your personality, but still you bring your personality to the moment and finding the truth in the moment, whether that moment is a comic moment, a dark moment, a sad moment, a startling revelation moment. Like, you are interpreting the script with informing a lot of it through your personality, and it's
And being
great.
you is
and
the
it's
easiest
perfect.
thing to do.
Oh,
So that's
pshaw.
Probably why you're my crowd favorite character.
Yes, I know people love Getty. So many people
loves
love Getty
it,
the best. I think that I probably am second closest to Ray. I'm not as frustrated or angry as Ray is, but there's a part of me that is like that, but like I think I said this before. Ray is like me spiritually and emotionally 15 years ago. Like, I've grown since then. So I can tap into what frustrated me, what drove me crazy, my inability to maybe like soothe myself, calm myself in certain situations. Now I'm like, I can roll with shit.
I'm going to add a lot of it was inspired by real things that happened to you.
Well, right.
So it was kind of like,
oh, there you go. Yeah,
it was easier to connect.
I was
with a
able
lot
to
of
tap
the
into what I
situations and
felt
scenes.
then.
Yeah.
But also, it's not like I was writing myself from 15 years ago. It's it is a character. Because
what I loved about it is that you just walked off the street and came on the set and said your lines. There wasn't, I mean, you had preparation, but it's kind of like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I felt that. I loved that. That's what I loved about it, is actually that you didn't have to do too much. If anything, you had to be more simple.
Simplify.
Simplify.
I would say,
you're the biggest.
Yeah, no, I pulled out parts of myself because that's what you kind of have to do as an actor. You're not yourself in a lot of the characters, but you find parts of yourself that could relate to what the character can go through. Dwight was a very like kind of socially awkward oddball, and he wasn't really aware of it. In real life, I'm an oddball, but I'm aware of it. So
You're not quite as odd as Dwight, though.
No, I mean, I like to make people laugh in real life and be silly and goofy and make jokes. And I think Dwight likes to, he doesn't intentionally like to make people laugh, but he's just so endearing that like you just want to hug him or love him.
Well, I think Dwight it's not so much he wants to make people laugh. He just wants to make people feel loved.
Feel loved, yeah.
And I mean, that's one way of making people laugh, is a way of making people feel loved. But then there's kind of just the full-on golden retriever hug.
Yeah.
That Dwight sort of.
And so where does James?
James is exactly James. I don't even write James's lines. I just say James. I say a line and he just reacts as James.
If I was like around Dwight's character, my OCD would be through the roof. Like the things that Dwight does are things that I don't do. Like I'm very like everything has to be clean and organized.
Right.
Dwight's dumping a box of crayons and paper on me and just.
If I dated Dwight, we would not last very long.
Yes,
we would break up because of the clothes and the filing cabinet.
Right.
Wearing a dress was very easy for me to do. Just as well.
Just pulled it out of the closet.
Just pulled it out.
Let's move through some. Before we go on to the next couple of questions, I do want to remind you guys that we are on our third day.
Yes.
3 days left to our season 2 post-production fundraiser. And just a reminder for someone who may not have heard this before, the Disappointments is entirely funded by viewers like yourself. If you're someone who has seen season 1 and has said or have thought, I can't wait to see season 2, you're the guys. See, you make season 2 happen. So there have been hundreds and hundreds of people who have contributed to the making of the 2 seasons so far. And that's how we get it done. And so in order to finish editing, all the post-production editing, sound editing, color correction, graphics, video effects, everything that happens, putting the show together. In order to do all of that stuff, we need to raise our goal in our campaign. So if you want to see the show, please, the link is in, I'm pointing over here to the comments. All those highlighted yellow comments, those are all the link. So please click on that. Check out our fundraiser and support us, because that's how we're going to get season 2 to you. There's no other way. That's how we get the show done.
I have another question.
Please.
From Robert Rose. Hi, Robert. Hey, guys. I was wondering if the writer's strike hindered you in any way on finishing season 2.
No, so we The show was written last year, completely written last year, and shot before the strike
Right.
began. So we're in post-production, so it's not affecting
I was getting flashbacks from season 1 because we finished shooting right before COVID,
COVID.
which was like such a blessing.
That's like a world
Had
strike.
we like had the same situation from season 2 where we didn't get some scenes in, we would have gotten those in.
I know.
Because season 2, we actually didn't get the last storyline in at the end of our scheduled shooting dates. So we had to like halt production for a month and a half.
Right.
Get everyone's schedules back in line once we found the location. Because we had some hiccups of why we couldn't get to those last scenes. We didn't lock down location yet.
Yeah. Location, our equipment had to go. Well, that was it mostly. It was the location because we had the equipment for those days, but then
find it.
We no longer had access to the equipment from the school that we worked with. So we actually had to pay the money to rent it, which was not in our budget. So that ate up a ton of our money.
And most of the cast and crew only kind of set time aside for the scheduled dates we gave them. So then like a month after that, everyone was booked to other jobs. So we kind of like had to
come on guys, pull it together.
Come together
One more time.
Yeah.
Let's get the band back together.
It was fun because then we had to like cut our hair and get everything to match again. I'm sure wardrobe loved us.
Thank you, Robert. He's saying he loves the show. Looks forward to more seasons. Thank you. If you have not, please go to our link to help support the show. If you have, please share this link with your friends.
Yeah, 10, 15, $20. It goes a long way.
Exactly. It's not like, if there are some people out there who are crazy generous and they give us a lot of money. That's fantastic. However, what makes it all add up eventually is all the people who give 10, 15, $25.
And that's how we've gotten to 71% right now.
71%. We are at 20. I haven't looked in a couple of minutes.
Well, you check. There's another question from
Yes,
Oxiro. I'm curious to know where you're from. And his question is, where are you from?
Funny you should ask.
I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. I moved to LA 14 years ago. Small town to the big city. Never looked back. It's pretty great. You?
Oh, I'm from Ogden.
I have to stop.
Uh-oh.
Why?
We're at 96% funded.
What?
Somebody
Shush.
You've got to be
somebody
kidding.
just contributed.
What?
No.
Who?
Don't say anything.
What?
Wow. Oh my God.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God. Well, you gotta say something, right? I mean, it's like
He
marry me.
I'm gonna say two things.
I'm already married.
Cut up that credit card and your accountant is going to kill you.
Oh my God.
What?
He likes to
That's
say, yeah,
stunning.
Yeah.
This person likes to stay anonymous. You
Oh my God. That's stunning.
Well, we can end this now. Right?
No.
Well,
You still
no, we
have it.
can't. No, we can't. Because so, guys, we just got an enormous
I don't believe
contribution.
it.
We're at
believe it.
96%.
Oh my God.
funded.
I'm sorry.
I know. It's an oh my God
I mean,
moment.
it's like, oh my God.
It's a freaking oh my
Wow.
God moment. I looked at it and I thought I was just
Wow.
like, I thought we were at
You're on the wrong Indiegogo thing.
Okay, so here it is, guys.
Wow.
So for everyone else watching, to get from where we are now to get to where we need to go, all it's going to take is people giving $10, $25. So if you are a fan of the show, if you want to see season 2, now is the time to give.
It's amazing.
I know. I'm just like,
Wow.
WTF.
Yeah.
I wish now I had brought that bottle of whiskey. I'd be just slugging it back right now.
I joined.
All right, we're gonna get back to that in a minute. So, okay, well, one more thing, guys. We are here to talk about the show, to joke around with you guys, to have fun, to answer your questions, to talk amongst ourselves. But we are also here to raise the funds for post-production. We're close, and I will say this too. I'm going to give a little something away. There's a scene that I want to shoot that we haven't shot yet that is between Ray and Dwight. That's going to be the last scene of the show. And in order to do that, this target that we're going for, that's included in that. So we need to hit that target, which is only amazing. $1,290 away to hit our target.
Wow.
1,000, what did I just say? 900?
290.
Wow.
1,290 to hit our goal. And anything above that adds to, like, we can get it even more ambitious. But there's a scene which, if you remember in season 1, there's a 1 year later scene. I want to do another 1 year later scene without giving a lot away. you're going to like this one year later scene a lot.
Mhm.
That's all I'm going to say. Probably said too much.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Don't say anything. Getty, stop talking. He's Getty giving it away.
He's trouble.
Um,
We had to have a talk with him before we did this. No curse words.
Austin Lee says, I'm so shocked. RVG 202. He says only 1,290 to go. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Here's a question. When
Yeah.
when Getty donned dresses in season 1, did you have drag in mind? Did you have drag in mind?
Did you have, yes, were you thinking of me
Maybe have
in
like
a
a-
dress? Is that was that
no,
something
it was not meant to be
written?
drag. So it was written. It was less drag. It was more, and maybe I'm getting this wrong, but it's more like his. I have to back up a little bit. That musical number that Getty sang is from a fake, made-up musical show that our character Stu wrote, based on his half-hour show that was on the network. And this is all made up. This is his character. This didn't happen. Stu had a show called Sorority Guy in our show, in our world. Sorority Guy was on the air for 7 years. It was hugely successful. It was about a guy who goes undercover in his sister's sorority to find out who murdered his sister. And in season 1, that character is talking about how he's going to turn it into a Broadway musical. The last episode, Gary sings a song from that, dressed as the boy pretending to be the girl in the sorority.
Was it really successful, or he just said it was successful?
No, it ran for 7 years.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
right.
a
That's
huge
right. I
hit.
forgot about that detail.
So I mean, that's the thing. So and now in season 2, we take that a step further, by the way, without giving anything away, a little bit away. Stu is back, and maybe there's more singing.
Oh, but in the beginning, I did
yeah.
say,
Oh my God.
when I was in the car, I did say, came back from doing a lacage. Remember
Yes.
that lacage of faux?
Yes.
So,
Oh yeah.
just that established myself as an actor or whatever. But
You were growing your beard out. For
which
that.
is true. Yeah, which is true. Which was true. I did a production of lacage, so we
Right.
wrote it in the
exactly.
script. Exactly.
I have no original ideas. I just take them from friends. Okay, we're now 10. Wait, are we still in the same place? $10.
Yeah. Austin Lee says what? Yeah, my thought exactly.
10 brings us up to 110.
If you're talking about the goal we did,
1,110 away, guys, from our total.
Congrats.
And,
Yay.
we're going to keep going, by the way. We have a total, but again,
Mark ordered a t-shirt. Thanks, Mark. You're gonna love
Mark,
it. Super soft.
fantastic. Did you get this one, Mark? Let me know. This one, or did you get the Disappointments in the light blue?
Comet Gamer, seeing drunk Dwight was funny for me. It was funny for me.
What am I blinking? I'm drunk.
On the floor. I'm not drunk.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh,
high.
yes,
I'm
yes,
high
yes,
on
yes.
the weed
Yes.
brownie that
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Gary gave
That was
me.
that whole sequence with the serious scene going on while
Yes.
Ray's
Well,
trying to put the
yes.
pants back on Dwight.
Yeah, I remember like rehearsing it. I'm like, the line is your face looks like papyrus. I'm like, how am I gonna deliver this? Because it's like,
You've never been drunk on the floor?
no,
trying
my
somebody
character's
to-
high.
Oh, he's,
Oh,
no,
well,
like,
exactly.
he's high,
But
right? He
Playing
wasn't drunk,
high
he was high.
while not being high.
But
You know
that
what I
you've
mean?
never had that experience in life?
Oh yeah.
Oh, hello.
Oh yeah.
But playing it as an actor.
Well, that doesn't matter. You just
Right.
use it. That's
Oh,
all I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
It's like,
But I think I was more like,
like
how
you
am I gonna
have
do
a
this without
stretch.
laughing? Because I'm like saying these ridiculous things to Rich's face right there in front of me.
Which, by the way,
And like,
that's based on that happened to me.
and we're on the I'm on the verge of laughing.
that happened to me too in real life.
Oh, my then boyfriend was high, so fucking high, and he's just sitting there like glowing, like looking at me like, your face looks so fragile, like papyrus. And I'm thinking, that's an insult, bitch.
Like,
You're telling me my face is flaking off and I'm old.
an old piece of paper.
Okay. Yes, Jonathan is a good boy. Hello, big spender. LOL.
Yeah.
Um,
This show makes Robert Rose smile. What kind of smiley
Thank you.
face is that? Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, and Mark got the soft one. Cool.
Cool.
He got the soft blue one. You're gonna love it.
And FYI, UK sizes are the same as US for men.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Kevin is asking, which are the harder scenes to do, the comedy scenes or the passion scenes? It depends on which characters we're talking about, because there's passionate scenes. Okay, so you're probably talking about season 1, of course, because that's what we've seen. Because season 2, there are many passionate scenes between different characters, which is it's more rounded. Season 2 is great because we get to see more of everybody's lives than we saw in season 1.
Yeah.
A lot more. Like, you don't see us necessarily together all the time. You see us with different people, which brings out the whole theme of the disappointments, because you get to see us out in the world being frustrated and having like funny things happening to the characters that is humiliating and disappointing. But you guys will laugh because it's written to be funny. To answer your question, I'll just speak for myself. Trevor and I developed a close friendship and kind of bond and chemistry, so that I kind of feel like the passionate scenes are easy-ish. The comedy,
he's funny on paper.
And that's Trevor.
If it's written,
if I had a dime, if I had a hand job for every time Trevor said that to me, I'd be raw.
Oh my God.
Is that getting
metaphorically speaking?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, what would you say?
The passion scenes or the comedy scenes? Well, in season 1 we rehearsed a lot, so I feel like with the passionate scenes, as long as you come with an intention of loving the other person or making the other person feel good, the line will come out with that. That what's the word I just used? Intention. Yeah. With comedy, you can't go in like intending to be funny.
Right.
So you have to land it a certain way where it's coming from a real place, and it's funny because it's relatable to people watching.
Right.
So the comedy comes out through the seriousness of the situation, and like the comedy's in the writing.
Right.
I mean, sometimes the character will make it more funny based on an interesting choice.
But I think, so for instance, I think being truthful in the moment, because I think of a couple things just because we're talking about passionate comedy and we're talking about you.
Yeah.
Like when Dwight comes in with the box of art supplies and dumps them on Ray, that to me is a really funny moment, and everything that happens in that moment. But I feel like Trevor is completely invested in the reality and the truth of Dwight in those moments. So like, when he grabs Ray's hand and he draws a heart on it, and he's got a heart already on his hand. To me, it's cute and it's funny and
unexpected,
but also it's in keeping with the character. But I think for, talking about you as an actor, you were totally invested in the truth of those moments.
Well, I guess my intention was to like make my partner then feel good and connected with me. So I did it in a weird Dwight kind of manner.
Right.
Where I just made a mess and smiled.
I'll cap it by saying both.
Well,
both.
So you had some Getty's comic had a lot of comic moments.
Yeah.
And like, I'm thinking in particular of your drunken dance when you were dressed in your purple outfit in the apartment. In season
forgot
1.
about that.
Yeah. And that was tough too, because that apartment was so small. We had no room to put the camera. So like the camera's like right here and Getty's right there. Like I would have liked to have had a bigger space so there could have been more play. Here's the thing for Getty. You're going to see much more of Getty dancing in season 2, by the way.
Yes.
Many opportunities.
Many opportunities. New moves that you never knew existed.
Well, it's not just that. It's not just that one. There's episode 1. There's some dancing from Getty. So yeah, that's to look forward to.
But in Getty, I think is one of the funniest actors in the show, and it's oftentimes that line that he has to repeat. People like, oh, what's the line? Say the line.
Which I don't remember.
It isn't remember.
He never remembers it, which is the funniest thing. Say it right now. Try to say it right now. Okay. You want a prompt?
Something a pig.
I guess I'll be collecting my pig.
I guess I'll just be collecting.
I guess I'll just be collecting my pig and heading home. All right. Yes, exactly. A little bit of
it's so funny every time.
A little bit of Leslie Jordan in there. Bless his heart.
To me, it's so funny every time the character in the scene or the stranger that asks him to say the line, their response is always so like unexpectedly like
what?
Disappointed. And then Gary's character, just the way he responds to it is so endearing and funny because he's like, what do you want from me? I did the line. I didn't. And it's kind of like, knock me
This-
while I'm down.
The thing is that once say the line, I forget it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
Right.
it's like, oh, right. And
Right.
that I just,
But it's funny because they kind of insult you to your face, and you kind of just have to like bite the bullet
Right.
and like
He
take the
just
awkward
puts
moment.
up every single person is like,
What?
I remember it funnier, or like,
You're
are you
like,
sure
"Thanks."
that's it?
yeah, but there's something kind of fun about that line also, because it's kind of like everybody, when they watch 16 Candles at me, always say the
Yes,
line.
I know.
Yeah.
That
Do you know
was,
what I mean?
Yeah.
So it
That
was
was-
kind of interesting to all of a sudden
we talked
have
about
to
that.
do that. Oh, we did, didn't
Yeah, we did.
That we have to do that again. And in fact, you were going to say, why don't we use one of my lines from the show? And I said, nah, let's
Well,
do
we played with the idea
Yeah,
because
and then-
originally
yeah.
when I wrote it for Jim J. Bullock,
Yeah.
originally it literally was, the character was Jim J. Bullock, and it was a version of him.
Mhm.
And I think when
He
Getty
kept
was
creeping
taken,
up.
and when Getty
That's
came
true.
on, we had a brief conversation like, should it be Getty? And then it was quickly kiboshed, which I was actually happy about because it gives
Yeah.
more freedom
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
it a character. And
Yeah.
also then it gave me the opportunity to come up with this terrible TV show that Getty was on.
Well, in Gary's character,
Like, that's never happened before.
Gary's
So
character
what?
is an actor, and like what a lot of actors deal with are other people's opinion about your career. In here, your character is like very happy with the journey you've gone on,
Yeah.
but other people think, oh, that's not successful because it's not on TV. You had like a cruise show,
Oh,
and-
yeah.
and the reaction that couple gave you in the car, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, and you're
Yeah.
like, sorry.
The
Oh,
food was great.
I guess. Oh, I guess. Shit. I guess I am kind of
Right.
Yeah, you didn't realize until like someone else
Right.
projected
Somebody-
their opinion. You're
Somebody
like,
gave me a review.
screw you! You just made me feel bad about nothing. I really like that show. The food was good,
Who wrote this show? It's great. It's really smart.
but I mean, like myself as an actor, there's people like to project their own ideas. Like, oh, what are you gonna give up? Or
Yeah.
that common question, like, oh, when are you gonna have your break? I'm like, well, it's kind of just a process. It's the journey. Anyways,
We got a bunch of questions. We're talking too much.
Yeah,
No, we're not.
sorry.
No. Alan Herring, he just says he just invested. Can't wait to see the next season. Thank you so much. Actually, there's more up above, right?
here's if the last scene, Ray and Dwight in season 2 is gonna wreck my soul as bad as the last scene from season 1, I swear I'll sue each and every single one of you.
That's a total invested viewer. I
Can
tell
you
you that,
sue
right?
us,
That's
though?
really one.
Huh?
Can you say-
No, but you know what? Just trust me. That's all I'll say is trust me.
Yeah, it's gonna wreck your soul in different ways.
Yeah. Actually, the last scene is gonna it won't wreck your soul.
It won't wreck your soul.
Isn't that the Beyonce song? You won't wreck my soul.
You
Mhm.
wreck my soul.
Mhm.
That's not the lyric.
It's like something else.
Yeah. Anybody know Beyonce lyrics? Please let us know what that was. Was the scene that had to be cut because it just didn't portray what it was intended? Was there a scene? Yeah. No. Yes. No.
They were cooks in the kitchen.
I think just scenes. So we had a. This is my dream, and this is actually, you know what? If we go higher than $40,000, I know exactly what to do with that money. I want to go back and re-edit season 1 passionately. I want to go back and do this because season 1 was originally 6 episodes, then they were 25 to 30 minutes long each.
Mhm.
It was cut up for YouTube, and we lost things along the way.
Mhm.
Some of the humor was. Give an example that I've used before. Episode 1 ends with Ray finding the body and throwing up on it, and it ends. Episode 2 starts with James in the house, in Ray's house, saying, "You threw up on him."
Yeah.
That was the next scene. That was all supposed to
It's
flow
also
into
be
each
one
other.
episode with like a beginning, middle, and arc, and it was supposed to be.
And so it was a big laugh.
Feeling
Instead, it
resolved.
didn't really play like that. And
Yeah.
we cut other stuff. There's a bunch of stuff between Ray and Dwight that this.
And the first episode ends sad, where like it probably would have ended on a lighter note.
Well, no, it still ends with you getting the text message from Ray.
Right, but not as bad as like puking out.
No, it doesn't. Because right now it just ends weird. Like what? It was a complete thought. It was so every episode. So basically, every 2 episodes of season 1 that you see on YouTube is 1 episode. So I want to put it all back together. I want to put the missing scenes in between Ray and Dwight. So that's future goals. If we go beyond this and we raise enough for my editor and sound editor to go back into season 1 and recut it, we will. And then we will have a much more cohesive season 1 to match this amazing new season 2.
And maybe whichever platform we sell this season 2, they might pay for every editing season 1.
Maybe, but maybe we could sell it because
Yeah,
we've already
true.
edited it. But anyway, so
Yeah.
we lost the thread of your question. I did. Well, yeah, some like scenes that were cut. There was one scene in the open house that I'd love to put back in, where Ray wanders into the garage and finds a Tesla, a Model X, and he gets in the car, and then the door comes down and closes him in. He's doing a selfie. He takes his shirt off to do a selfie in the car, saying, "Hey, this is my new car," and he gets stuck in the car. So that got cut. I'd love to put that back
funny.
in. It was funny.
We couldn't afford a Tesla or something.
No, we had it. We shot it. We shot the whole thing. It's just not in the show. Yeah. Well, I won't say anything.
Was there a scene? Oh yeah, it was the one we just did.
Why does the Totes Iconic shirt share the same design as the Supreme logo? So in season 1, Ray has a shirt that says mediocre, that was designed by a friend of mine who used this same pattern. And I loved it. And I said to him, I wanted to have another shirt for Ray in season 2. Maybe every season Ray will have one. I loved it. And I said to him, I wanted to have another shirt for Ray in season 2. Maybe every season Ray will have one. Maybe that'll get old. I don't know. But it's because my friend designed it and he's super talented. And by the way, his name is Jonathan and he lives in London. And I didn't even meet him when he did this, the first shirt. I did meet him. He came to LA like after we shot the show. So that's one of the beauties of social media, where so many people have become involved in the show and we've never actually met. I haven't met Charlie. He's in Brighton, and we've never met. And he's a producer on the show. And he's the one, by the way, he's the one who's posting all of these lovely highlighted links to our fundraiser, which you will notice in the column with all the questions. So please, we're here to chat with you guys, to try to be entertaining and to tell stories and answer your questions. But we're also here to raise the money to finish season 2 post-production.
So if you like us, if you like the show, you want to see more, go to that link.
This is literally the only way the show gets made, is with donations, contributions, support from the viewers like yourself.
I have a comment here from one of our viewers. The scene with Dwight playing the instrument and Karen complaining, but Ray standing up for him, then they kiss. It melted his heart. So this is the opposite of the question that was asked before. That was an ad. That was a scene when the show was put together. I felt that there were a couple things missing. And one of the things I felt missing was seeing more from Ray about his feelings with Dwight. So I wanted to come up with a way to show Ray caring for Dwight, and in a way that was unusual. And so came up with this idea about the sax, and I put my feelers out for a saxophone, and a friend of mine from Madison, Wisconsin had a saxophone.
And NDA,
and let me use it.
It happens again. NDA.
Mm-hmm. It happens again
in season 2, doesn't it? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
I know what you're talking about. I had to put that together, but it happens in a much bigger way in season 2.
And it's beautiful.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite moments, actually. 2 of my favorite scenes are scenes that Trevor and I shot later, where we're done with production, and 2 scenes that I realized that we needed. One was I wanted to see more of Ray loving Dwight in a way that was different. So he stands up for Dwight in front of the neighbor. And the other was I wanted to know more about Dwight himself. So we shot, which I think is my favorite scene, my favorite performance from Trevor. The Twister scene, where he's lost his Twister game. So he's making one with paper plates on a sheet.
When a tsunami took it away from a storm.
Right. Exactly.
So ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it's Dwight. So, but that scene where Dwight tells Ray about his experience in high school and not fitting in and not feeling smart, and how one person, a teacher, stepped up and helped him find his way, and Dwight basically saying he wants to be that person for Ray.
Just takes one person. I believe in you. It was sweet.
I believe in you. And then the music by Milo Roy that comes in, that song at the end is so beautiful.
I think we even had a more like heartfelt take, but it was a little too emotional. I remember we got a crying at home.
You mean two? Oh.
Like there was one where I was like, I think I got really tearful. And I was like, oh, it might have been a little too distracting to see.
Oh.
Well, it was less truthful.
Yeah.
It was more because it wasn't about your emotions ultimately. Or Dwight's emotions. It was about him being there.
It was fun to shoot.
Oh my God, that shoot! It was February. It was my birthday weekend. Actually, nobody remembered it was my birthday. I'd like to just say that. By the way, no one said happy birthday, Rich. But
did we not?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was rude.
Nobody brought it up.
I didn't bring it up, so just people didn't know when my birthday
I didn't
was.
check my Facebook that day.
I know. Everybody should be focused on the work. Anyway, I mean, I'm pretending to be sad about that. But I also remembered that it was cold and misty rain, and we were on that blanket on the ground, and I was like literally shivering. I could not stop shivering.
Those sweatshirts were for a purpose.
So there are more questions. We have you won't break my soul. Thank you. How much does YouTube censorship hinder you? What would you really like to include that other media would? So YouTube, it's a great question. So the censorship on YouTube, for those of you who've watched season 1 and you've not logged in on your own channel or your own membership, whatever, you will not see episode 5 or episode 10. They will not show up because they're age restricted because of sexual content in episode 5 and drug use in episode 10.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, there's cocaine in episode 10 and there's sex in episode 5. So,
but it's like implied nudity. It's not even
I mean, we're actors, and it's also a purposefully awkward sex scene. Like it's, like I wanted it to be awkward. And
it's like the audience know there's a room of like 10 people there with us, so it's not like
Yeah. Yes, bring back the Tesla from RVG. Whatever you say, we will do it. Next time in Jaguar. I love Jags. JTube 2019. Love to you too. Will season 2 pick right up where season 1 ended? In a way it does. Not right up, but season 1 ends a year later. Season 2 picks up about 6 months after that.
Yeah.
So it's not right there, but it's so some more changes have happened between the very end of that 1 year later and those 6 months.
You see the effect of what that change is.
Right. Well, every character has had growth, whether it's, no surprise. We know that James gets into real estate from the trailer. So that is part of what happened during that time.
And Getty's over his health issue, which is in the trailer.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday, Rich, from Jessica James.
Thank you. I love red velvet cake, by the way. But I'm dieting.
We have a question. The teaser shot of Ray hitting the horn accidentally when Dwight throws mail in the trash is funny. Oh, that's not a question. Sorry, comment.
Well, and thank you. That will be that's a great sequence, and I'm looking forward. I've seen a cut of it already, and I gave a lot of notes to the editor, Serge, who's fantastic. That's in episode 1. So thanks.
Question from Jonathan is a good boy. Are you? How much does it take for Getty to take his shirt off?
Oh my God! You do not want to see that.
No. Hold on. I'm just gonna look to see how much we
have.
Oh
I'm looking to see how much we have left.
Oh my God! No, please.
Don't. I will say this: like, since that large, amazing contribution came in, and I think
I was afraid of this.
More.
I know.
We haven't gotten any more.
What's that?
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're waiting.
I mean, right, exactly. You're waiting to the last.
You're contemplating.
You do not want to see my titties. I can tell you that right now. It is not a pretty
How
sight.
about this? How about contribute to the campaign and Getty will keep his shirt on?
But thank you for the torture.
They're probably debating, do I want to buy the online purchase or support Disappointments?
Right.
I need to think of that as.
So, okay, questions.
Yes. Another happy belated birthday from Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Rich, wish me the same today. And if I get a cash gift, I'll make another donation for season 2.
That's awesome. Thank you,
Oh,
Paul.
beautiful.
See,
That's
Beautiful.
sweet. That's really sweet.
and happy birthday to you, man. I hope you have a good one. I hope first of all, just that you get a lot of cash because it's your birthday. You
Yeah.
deserve cash.
I have a question from Robert.
Wait, no, Nick Field.
Oh, I missed him.
Nick Field. Hey, Nick.
Look at you, Hotties.
Nick is amazing. Nick had us on his radio program. I guess was it just me? Was it just me, Nick? I think.
So.
And he got a shirt, and we met him here in LA. He's from England. I can't remember. Are you London? Are you a Londoner? Okay. So anyway, he's looking forward to season 2. Well, we are too. We can't wait for you to see it. I can't wait for you to tell me what you think. Justice. Randy N, I'm not sure what that says. Are any of you in relationships, and does the show have any impact on your relationships? Yes, we're all in relationships.
Season 1, I was single.
I was single season 1 too. I think.
Yeah.
Well,
And then COVID hit.
Gary, even though Gary lost his partner, I've been with my partner for 37 years. So I've been in
Crazy.
a long-term relationship.
And they're getting married. They're
And we're
finally, they're
getting-
not married now, but they're finally getting
We
married.
finally said, oh, well, maybe we
Wait
should
till
just-
40. Wait till 40. Do it on your 40th anniversary.
our 40th anniversary. No, because I
Don't
got
wait.
Social Security. I have
Do it soon.
to. Exactly.
Season 2 brought me closer.
Oh, look at
Listen.
it. Mark says, be proud of your body, Getty.
Oh,
Yours is my
thank you.
favorite character thus far. Thank you.
Oh,
He's yes.
That's so sweet.
As I
Thank
said,
you.
he's the heart and soul of the show.
Yes, you're right. I should. So no, I'm not going to take my shirt off.
show him your bruised leg. Show him your bruised leg.
Yeah.
Getty was climbing a street trying to pick.
I was trying to pick plums and I fell. So,
He's all scabbed
that's
up.
about as adventurous as I am these days.
Well, he's like Holly Berry.
Picking
Who
plums.
needs to be compensated for his shirt off?
I used to pick different kind of plums when I was younger, but now they're just plums.
Did Holly Berry get $1 million for being topless in that
Yes,
one movie?
Who did?
for something.
Haley Berry.
For something, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Here we got
$1 million.
we have love from Mexico from Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Love the soundtrack score. Did
It's
you
cool.
have anything to do with it? Well, so those are actually two different things. The soundtrack is the songs that we had artists. Basically, it was all done through Instagram. There are people who contacted me and said, "Hey, I've got music. Would you be interested?" Or I knew their music, and I said, "Hey, would you be interested in having something in the show?" And it was just, we didn't have the budget for it, so we couldn't pay them for it. They just let us use it. And if we sell the show, if it winds up somewhere else, then they'll get paid. So, and that's to say, if any of y'all are musicians of, if you got some cool sounds for us, we would listen if you would be interested in having it on season 2 soundtrack. Although we have quite a few at this point. And then the score was composed by our amazing composer, David Frank Long. He's also a producer on the show. He is just so talented, and he's going to actually be even more taxed this season because there's going to be way more score than season 1. And so way more pop songs for the soundtrack, and it's just going to be a more musical show all around. More music.
A lot more resources.
Yes.
Okay. Where are we at?
Oh, wait. Dwight plus Ray equals Dway.
Dway.
Wait, so what was the question? Where's Randy's question? It was up a little bit higher.
Randy.
Justice for Dway. Okay.
Justice for Dway.
That's funny. Yes, Nick is in London, and it was just me that he interviewed. We'd love to come back on when season 2 arrives. Thank you, Nick. That was a fun interview, and of course, it was fun having burgers with you. You came to that too, didn't you, Trevor?
Yes, at Rocco's.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember.
So you met Nick.
We have a question from RVG.
Who's that?
Did the staff work different jobs at the same as filming season 2? Meaning, did they have to balance season 2 with other work commitments?
Excellent question. Yes. Getty, why don't you start with that? Did you have other commitments work-wise while you're working on season 2?
On season 2, did I? I don't remember.
Netflix?
Oh, I did. Yes, I did. I had some Netflix work. I did. That's right. That's true. Yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't anything that we couldn't. There was no conflict.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Yeah, so
basically no
Ge-
conflict. On
Without
what I
saying what
was
the
doing.
show is, Getty has done some voice acting work.
I can't reveal
Right.
what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Just for
Oy,
a show on Netflix, and
there's so
eventually-
many NDAs. They
Yeah.
think.
Eventually,
like-
you'll know what that was. And I had a job. I was head writer on the animated show that just ended, also, and that was killer. That was really bad during production of season 2. Because even though I had vacation time, they were just like so unhappy with me for taking my vacation, even though I had vacation time. It was in my contract.
Yeah, a lot of the actors in season 2, they're working actors, so we did have to work on people's schedules.
Yeah.
Making sure we were able to map it out all just right in the shooting schedule, but it wasn't easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We got some more. Hello from Southern. I love hearing from different people around the world. Hello from Southern Manitoba. Hey, Brandon. Wait, I'm sorry, Brandon. His name is Vincent. Brandon,
Maybe there's
Manitoba,
2 of them there?
Canada. No,
Close.
it's Vincent is the name.
Okay.
Gary's the heart of the show, and Getty is wonderful. Thank you, Kevin Dango.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
That's Kevin Dango.
Sure.
Different person. After watching The Disappointments, I was recommended.
Thylacine. Oh, that was a student film I did.
Oh,
Years
is there
ago.
any other body of work you would suggest that you all have acted in? I've never acted before, so I'll see.
It was probably YouTube that recommended Thylacine, because there's like an algorithm that will probably pull up like people related.
Oh, I've never
so
had
that would make sense. I'm guessing. Is there any other body of work you would suggest that you all have acted in?
Gung Ho. See the movie Gung Ho.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, 80s movies. A lot of 80s movies.
What was it like working with Michael Keaton?
Oh, he was great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah. That was that whole experience was my favorite experience actually for a movie.
When was that?
80. Whoa. 85, 1985,
Okay.
86. Yeah. No, I was very, very lucky. I worked with some really great people.
Ron Howard directed that, right?
Ronnie Howard directed that, and
Yeah, that was a great movie.
yeah,
That was a really good movie.
My
And
second.
then they did a TV series. Were you involved in the TV
I
series?
did the television
Okay.
series. That's right. Yep. Those were the days.
One of my favorite jobs was my second job ever. I had been here for a year. I was 21 years old.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say it was your favorite job ever?
One of them. It was cool. They had a lot more money than we had.
Fun.
No, we went to Utah and Vegas for 4
one,
weeks.
yeah.
So like it was like summer camp, 4 weeks on the road, going to Utah and Vegas. Billy Zane was in it. Rory Culkin, Julia Garner was in it. It was one of her first movies before she was famous. It's on Netflix called Electric Children. And I played an arranged marriage with Julia Garner. We're at an altar together. Billy Zane is giving the ceremony, and she leaves me at the altar. Yeah, it was actually a really cool part. The original script had like the shootout. Billy Zane gives me a gun. I have some lines, and then they revamped the script so many times to make it shorter and more like coming of age Disney-esque. And they cut my lines out.
Rude.
But it was an amazing experience. I didn't care. I was a PA on set as well, so I drove the camera truck. So working with the cast and the crew behind the camera, and then working in front of the camera for a day was really cool. Because they're like, Trevor, this is your day. There's your trailer. You are not allowed on set unless you're acting. Because I'm like, I get very hands on, and they're like, Trevor, you're acting today. Just focus on that. It was cool.
Right. Here are your M&Ms, sir.
Yeah,
We took all the green ones out.
it was exciting being around all these really cool people on my second job in LA. It was like, cool.
The guy who served me coffee on 16 Candles became, I can't mention his name, became
James Cameron.
became the executive of ABC
Oh, wow.
television. He reminded
You
me
can't mention
he
his name. You
remi-
don't remember his name.
both.
Okay.
But
That's so cool.
I suppose I remember.
Full
that. He came-
circle.
he came up to me. He said, "Do you remember when I served you coffee?" And then he told me what he did, and I went, "I hope I was nice to you."
I can't wait till I get to work with Mandy Moore and be like, remember the time I spilled iced tea on you?
Don't hit the box. Don't hit the box
sorry.
with your feet. If you expand on issues close to the hearts of senior gays, like political restrictions, religious intrusion, I guess, etc., will your fan base increase? Maybe. I don't know.
Say that again. Do that.
If you expand on issues close to the hearts of senior gays,
Yes.
like political restrictions, religious intrusion.
I
Will your
think
fan
we
base
tried to do
increase?
that with my character really seriously, don't you think? Just health
Yeah,
issues.
well, there's that, but
long-term.
also I think what happens in season 2 that we do get into as far as like older gay issues is the aspect of being older in the workforce. And I don't want to give away too much on that because it's actually
Yes.
there's
There's
a
that.
lot involved in that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
There
Well,
are.
that's a struggle, competing with younger people.
But I think
You
the
know.
question is that
Yeah.
that we do have that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have those themes.
Vincent, okay, so he watched The Disappointments twice, and it's a farming town in Brandon,
Oh, cool.
Manitoba, Canada. Nice.
Cool, twice. That's awesome.
There are plenty of t-shirts and hats still available as gifts for donations. That's the thing. That's a great idea, Kevin. It's Irish Kevin, right? Irish Kevin. We are here to chat with you for a little bit longer, and then we're going to go. But we are here also because of our fundraiser for season 2's post-production, which, if you haven't heard me say it already, I'm just going to repeat it. It is the editing. It is the sound editing. It is the color correction. It is the graphics, the special effects, the composing of the score. So much is involved. Like everything, shooting the show is just, it's complicated. It's time consuming, but it's just a small part of it.
It's like the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. It's like that's where the puzzle pieces are created, and then this is where the puzzle pieces are assembled to create the finished puzzle.
This will be able to like make it really professional, and having every detail there is important.
So we have our Indiegogo fundraiser. It's a crowdsourced fundraiser. The link is throughout the comments section here in on this chat. Trevor just pointed to it. It's the yellow highlighted. Click on that link and it'll take you to our fundraiser. There are videos there of us being silly. There's the trailer. We've written up a whole bunch of stuff about what post-production entails. And then if you're moved to do so, you have multiple options in how to contribute and to support the show. One of those, two of those, three of those, there's a baseball cap that says The Disappointments. There's this Totes iconic t-shirt. Oh, there's the Disappointments t-shirt. And for those of you who live in climates that are cold or do get cold, we have mom hats.
His mom made these hats.
These are,
I've
got about 20 of these that were made by my 95-year-old mother. And they were made specifically for the show.
Ooh,
And they're amazing. Comfortable, right?
Yeah.
They come in.
They're not itchy.
Various. Getty
Yeah.
had one on the other day for, and he actually bought two.
Time.
Custom made.
Did you? By the way, did you do that?
No.
Okay. He bought two, but he hasn't paid for that. So yeah, those are on the thing. And my 95-year-old mother made them specifically for the show to support the show. So, I mean, look how great these guys look in these caps. So you can pick one of those up. So check out the fundraiser, and we're going to continue with questions now, but please check out the fundraiser.
I have another question here.
Yes, please.
Kevidango, what was it like for Getty and Trevor filming the magic brownies scene in the first season? Remember the brownies?
Oh, when we were kind of
feeding
stoned.
each other?
We were kind of stoned and sitting on the
Yeah, so set up what the scene was.
So my character just left the buffet, stuffing his face, embarrassed because two girls are like watching him, appalled. And I'm walking through the crowd, kind of anxious and lonely, and I can't find Ray. And I gravitate towards Gary in the corner. I'm like, hey, let's hang out. I'm awkward and I have anxiety in these situations. And you kind of like give me a pep talk.
Right.
And
Exactly.
you're like, you want some brownies?
Well, I think Gary's nature is he's very sympathetic towards anybody that comes up to him.
Yeah.
Anybody can come up to him and he'd be, he'd listen and give advice and then give him a pat on the back and push him on their way, I guess. Right. Yeah.
And so, but what Gary doesn't tell Dwight, doesn't make clear to Dwight, is that they're actually pot brownies.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
So I can say, like, well, you can tell us. Yeah. For you, what was it like filming that?
I loved it because
that was the only scene you guys had together, right?
Right. But I love scenes where you're a little stoned. You can have a little
play.
Yeah, exactly. Still, I mean, I'm kind of like that naturally. So it wasn't too far reaching. It wasn't too far reaching. Where'd Trevor go? Oh my goodness.
Trevor heard a buzzer. I think he's doing laundry.
Oh.
we're at Trevor's house, guys.
He's doing laundry.
All right. Daniel, it's not for sale.
What is it?
I appreciate that. The soundtrack is you
Oh,
can
oh.
listen to it for free on Spotify. I've made a playlist, but we can't. We couldn't afford to get the rights to the music on that level. We would love to be able to put together a soundtrack and to market the show that way, but we can't. But you can hear all those songs. Most of them, I think, are available on our Spotify soundtrack, and also on YouTube. It's on YouTube as well. And I also would encourage you to listen to Bright Light, Bright Light.
Mm-hmm.
Bright Light, Bright Light was the main contributor of music. He's amazing. Rod Thomas is just phenomenal, generous, and his music is going to be in season 2 as well, which I'm super excited about. Not Getty casually forgetting a Netflix job. We stan a working man. Excuse me. Great question for Getty. Was it hard to film during the last few episodes of season 1 when you're friends and you knew about the medical issue? That was the last weekend, right? Yes. Was it hard to film that scene for you up in the bedroom when we tell you?
Oh,
yeah.
oh, no. Remember I kept screwing up the line off the balcony. What did I keep saying?
Oh, right.
Something.
It
was a simple
I will
line.
not be the new celebrity face of ass cancer.
Yeah. And what did I kept saying
I will
something else.
not be the
You said it, but you're enunciating the wrong word.
Yes, I was on.
of ass cancer.
Of ass cancer.
I will not be the new celebrity face of ass cancer.
So, no. I mean,
That's right. And it's supposed to be
No.
ass cancer.
Ass cancer.
And everybody was thank God everybody was laughing because it's like it's like
You were
when
under
people-
pressure because we were losing
Well,
light too.
we were losing light,
So
but
we-
also it was
And so losing light
Dramatic.
is, if you have a big ass production where you have tons of lights, you can compensate when the light changes
Yeah.
outside. But for us, it was we were shooting, had sunlight coming in at a certain angle, and we needed that light. So
Yes, it was like
there's
that.
a certain amount of pressure that has been a part of the show throughout because of our budget level, where like we have to be very conscious of.
So we might have only had time
light.
to do like 2 takes instead of like 5 takes.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you did a lot more takes
we
than
got-
you realized because my light
We asked the sun to stay up
come
longer.
out. Yeah, exactly.
We stopped the sun.
Yeah.
There are plenty of t-shirts and hats. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. We're down a little bit lower, right? Question for Getty.
Was it hard for him filming
Getty,
those?
did you get to meet Mindy Kaling?
No. Oh, you're talking about sex lives of college girls. No, I did not. But I think she was on several different shows. She's writing several different shows.
Yeah.
So
She's all over.
she's executive producing other shows. So I'm sure
I jumped off the couch when I was watching it. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Getty!"
that was a fun group
Yeah.
of people. Really was. It's a fun show.
It's a good show.
Oliver is asking, will there be a season 3? There sure is one in my head right now. We got to finish season 2.
Mm.
There's a link.
The success of season 2 kind of depends on having
Right.
season
If
3.
season 2 does well, and
Which is why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. We're here, Oliver, to talk about our season 2 fundraiser and how we're raising money to finish season 2, post-production, editing, sound editing, color correction, all the things that happen after the show is shot to make the show look amazing, to put it together, put the music in. So we're gonna be wrapping up now, but I will ask anybody watching this, there's a decent number of you watching right now. If you haven't already, please click on the link and please
thank you.
support the show. It doesn't have to be,
The money of a movie, cost of a movie,
or Starbucks,
Yeah.
$5, $10, $20, $25, whatever. Which we had a super generous donation today. It doesn't have to be that. We sure do appreciate those super generous donations because that's crazy.
and we want you to see it. We can't wait to show you. It's so good.
Right. And
footage
if
is
we
great.
hit our total and get beyond it, we have this final scene that I want to go back and shoot that takes place. I won't say where it takes place, but it's between Ray and Dwight, and it's good. And I think people who are fans of their relationship will want to see this scene. They'll want to have this
It's
scene
gonna take
shot.
place up there. Up there.
Up there. It takes place up there.
It takes place up there.
In heaven. Okay, so Jason says Getty's cute. There we go. Why don't we leave? We'll leave on that note.
Thank you.
So, guys, we're coming back at 3 p.m. for number 2. We're going to have Getty was our special guest today.
Yay! Thank you, Getty, for coming.
Getty was at our last one as well, but I feel like Getty didn't get enough chance to
Yes,
literally be the center
I
of
was
attention.
trying to get word in edgewise. That's
So I was really happy that he was able to make it and that you guys got to ask him lots of questions. David Sparks is saying we have 990 to go to the goal. Guys, 990 bucks. Get us
That's
there.
awesome.
Get us
Thank
there
you.
today.
Thank you so much.
Please.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
so
We love you
exciting.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank
This
you.
is fantastic. And if you want to come back with a different energy with a new person, I don't think he'll
Different
be sitting in
surprise
the
guest at
middle.
3 o'clock.
I don't want him in the middle. I think I'm sort of on the end.
They'll run the show.
Yeah,
He'll ruin the bed.
Oh God. Okay.
I'll
Okay.
put down different sheets.
Rubber.
Ugh.
Nails. Okay, so there we go. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Love
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you,
Come
guys.
back. at
Thank you
3 if
so much.
can.
We're so
Thank you
grateful
for being here.
all of your help.
Yeah, thank you for helping us with the show.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, I'm gonna end this thing. Oh my God, my hand is asleep.
I can
got it.
I can do it.
I don't know if
How
I
do
can
I
get
end
up.
it? End right here.
Yep. And
Continue.
wait, no.
No,
My
no.
God.
You hit
Oh.
the highlight.
End.
There you go.
You got the